Welcome to this video on Troubleshooting LANGuardian. My name is Dara Delaney. I'm Head of Technical Services here at Netfort. Before you begin the troubleshooting process, you first need to download the LANGuardian Administration and User Guide. Now this is available on our website, www.netforge.com. Click on Downloads, select Documentation, and the PDF is available here as one of the first options at the top. So download that and have it available. So let's begin the troubleshooting process. To access LANGuardian, you type the IP address into your browser. Now this IP address is assigned at the time of install. The default account is administrator, and if you don't have the administrator password, what you need to do is refer to section 2.7 in the administration guide. Now it goes through the process of logging on to the command shell. So let's do that. So mine is installed as a virtual machine, so I can access the shell here through the VM console. If you install it physically, you do need to go to the computer room or wherever the device is installed. You log on using the rescue account. And section 2.7 in the manual describes the setting of the rescue account password. So we didn't press enter to access the management utility. And option number 8 here allows us to reset the user interface password. So we just type in number 8 here and give it a new password. And we return to the main menu. So we can now log on to LANGuardian using our reset password. And we're on. So the next thing we need to troubleshoot is the system connected to the network? Is its sensor port connected? So we click on the gear symbol here at the top, select sensors. Now, there's a couple of things you need to see here. First thing, you need to see that the link is up. If the link is down, well, you got a cable problem. You need to go back to LANGuardian and check the way the cables are connected. You should see some value in the bandwidth. If it's 0, well then what you need to do is refer to section 1.4 in the administration guide, which takes a look at deployment options. What's probably happening is that whatever switch you're connected to isn't configured to have a span or mirror port. So again, refer to section 1.7 in the user and administration guide. Now my network is quiet here at the moment, but I am getting traffic in, so that looks fine. So the next thing we need to do is see if the data that's coming into LANGuardian is being stored within the database. So we click on reports, select all events, and choose the third option down by signature. Just need to run that report. Now what you're looking out for here is any type of event, because once you see an event logged, there's data coming into LANGuardian, it's being processed, and it's being stored on the database. If you do not see any events here, one thing to check is the system time on LANGuardian. Maybe the time is off and that's why there's no results coming back. So to do that, click the gear symbol, go to configuration, scroll down to the system section here, where you have an option to set the system time. So my time is correct, I am getting events, so that looks fine. The next part of our troubleshooting process, where we can now move on to looking at what type of traffic is the system processing. So we run select from the reports, select traffic distribution. Run the report, and I get some results back. If you do not see much traffic here, the volumes are very low. Like for example, if you're interested in monitoring Windows file shares and you don't really see any Windows file share traffic here, but again, refer to section 1.4 in the administration guide, which covers deployment options. You probably need to go back to the switch, check the mirror port or span port, and make sure that you're monitoring the servers or the VLANs that you're interested in. And the next thing then to check is, do you see traffic in both directions? Now let me show you what I mean by that. So we run a traffic distribution report again. Let's go back here and drill down on some of the traffic. So the port 80 traffic here. Just pick some session here, it doesn't really matter. So what I'm looking out for here is I've got my laptop is connected to YouTube, there is sent traffic, there is received traffic, and there is a total. Now it's extremely important that LANGuardian sees both the sent and received portions of the traffic. There are options on network switches that when you set up a span or mirror port that you can specify either RX or TX traffic. Now that's no use to us. We need to make sure that you're monitoring traffic in both directions. There's usually a third option, which is both. So if you see 0 bytes in one of these columns, then you need to go back again to the deployment options in the user administration guide just to review the way your monitoring is set up on your core switches. Now, if you've got traffic in both directions, that's good. You're getting good traffic from the network switch. And the final thing to check on your LANGuardian is if you use Active Directory, just check the Active Directory integration. Now you click on Reports, scroll down here, or select the Identity option here. Just select the very first report, Directory Logons, and maybe run it for 24 hours. Now I've got a problem here, I've got no results returned. So got my LANGuardian installed, it's collecting data from the network, it's storing it in the database, everything looks good, but we're not getting usernames. So to troubleshoot this one, we click the gear symbol, go to Configuration, scroll down to Identity Configuration, select Configure Support for Active Directory, and I actually haven't it set up yet, which is the problem I have. If you have domain controllers listed here, there's a little test button which will appear on the right hand side. Click on that. The most common fault at this point is that the account that's been used for Active Directory is invalid. It could be the password, it could be an account that's disabled. So run the test. You'll see if the LANGuardian is able to connect to Active Directory. I just need to click Add New Domain here and put in my username, password, and IP address of domain controller, and that'll set up my Active Directory. So that's the very simple steps that you need to do to troubleshoot your LANGuardian. If you still continue to have problems with your LANGuardian, you can also contact support. Now go to our website, www.network.com. If you scroll down to the bottom, there's a support option here where you can just click Contact Support. You got a FAQ here, documentation, YouTube channel, and also some options here for contacting the support team.